Like this is all the way it. So definitely, if anybody's listening, I definitely encourage you to go to therapy. It's not for crazy people. It's not for
Mhm.
like people that have issues. Like literally, we all have issues, and we all need somebody to talk to that's outside of our situation, so they can give us a real perspective. So,
Yeah.
but I think the process of finding yourself, I think it's just different for people. Like I'm still trying to find myself, but the thing is, it's like what helped me find myself is like obviously faith, but I also went to therapy.
Okay.
And the thing is, that's a stigma within our culture, like
Yes.
the black culture. And I'm really trying to just normalize that because it's just like before my album rolled out, I used to talk about it all the time on my social
Okay.
media. I was talking about like therapy this, therapy that. Because my freaking therapist, she's a freaking rock star. Rock star. She's literally helped me with so much stuff. So like, yeah, when I really understood that, I really understood my traumas and like I understood what happened, like what, not even just what happened to me or why, what affected me after what happened to me, because I didn't know. I just thought it was like this is the way I am, and that's not true. A lot of things that we think are our personality is just really trauma that we haven't worked through.
Okay.
So for me, when I worked through these traumas like in therapy and obviously like chopping it up with God and things like that, I really started to see who I was as an individual, and I'm just like, oh, this is what this is. This is who I am. And when I stepped into that and I fully accepted that, I was like, well, I feel great. I feel amazing. So yeah.
That's awesome. I That's what I commend Charlemagne the God for, because he's like really like on this mission to destigmatize therapy, and he swears by it. He's written books about it. But I'm curious to know, as a 23-year-old Black man, what even like drove you to the point of where you thought that you needed therapy?
We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. All right. So if I'm gonna keep it a band, oh my goodness, 2018 and 2019 were like the worst years of my life. I almost committed suicide one time. I was really unhappy. 2018, my grandmother passed. My grandmother was literally like my lifeline. So she passed away, and I was like very depressed. I remember one time I wanted to commit suicide, but then I had a dream that my classmate committed suicide, and when I woke up, he actually committed suicide, and I
Oh
felt like,
wow.
God, like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, okay. But even through 2019, I'll try to like fill myself with just unnecessary things, even like just toxic relationships with women that really like were just unfulfilling, and it was just there because I didn't want to deal with my issues. My family life was just awful. Like it was just not good. Even though like I dropped music still, I was like literally depressed. I went to Israel and I was depressed. So like that was a lot. But when I got baptized in the Jordan River, that kind of helped me. That helped me a lot. But
Yeah.
besides that, when I was there, going there, I didn't want to go. Like all these other things, there was just a lot going on with me. So one day my mom was like, we were eating when I came back home. I came back home one time and like we were eating. She was like, B, because she's a therapist as well. She's an occupational therapist. She has her own private practice, Black Queen Magic, all of that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like, your mom's a beast.
she is amazing. So, yeah. So, she was like, B, you need to go to therapy. And I'm like, I remember it like years. I'd be like, yeah, but now I was like, yeah, I think I need to go. So, yeah, literally the very first day I went, and I was just like, oh, I kind of feel better after talking to somebody a little bit. So then, as I continued to go, we worked out these strategies. I started journaling. I started like, meditating and things like that, and really like working out my issues and talking to her so much. I was just like, I started to see a gradual change, and I was just like, oh wow. And then I literally started to shift out of those negative situations that I got. Even my negative cognitive processing started to change, and how I viewed the world changed. So when I got into that, after I got so broken, I got into that. I started to heal, and I literally felt so much better. Like I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like this is all the way it. So definitely, if anybody's listening, I definitely encourage you to go to therapy. It's not for crazy people. It's not for
Mhm.
like people that have issues. Like literally, we all have issues, and we all need somebody to talk to that's outside of our situation, so they can give us a real perspective. So
Yeah.